Who knew the end of the world could be so hilariously depressing? Welcome, dear listeners, to our journey into the enthralling universe of Evangelion. For the uninitiated, Evangelion is a groundbreaking anime series that masterfully blends elements of science fiction, psychology, and philosophy. And today we're diving headfirst into the show's climax, the end of Evangelion. This isn't your average apocalypse. No, siree. It's a roller coaster ride of emotions, where the line between comedy and tragedy is as blurred as the boundaries of reality itself. Imagine a world where the absurd and the horrific coexist, where laughter intertwines with tears, and where existential dread is served with a side of slapstick humor. That's the end of Evangelion for you, a unique blend of despair and hilarity that leaves you chuckling one moment and gasping the next. So buckle up, folks, as we dive into the mayhem that is the end of Evangelion. Ever been on an awkward date? Well, the hospital scene in Evangelion takes the cake. Now let's delve into this scene that's more awkward than a first date conversation about your ex. The hospital scene in Evangelion is a cocktail of discomfort and unease, but it's served with a side of emotional impact that sets the tone for the rest of the movie. This scene is like a roller coaster ride in the dark. You know it's going to be uncomfortable, but you're not quite sure how uncomfortable it's going to be until you're strapped in and the ride takes off. It's a masterclass in creating tension and discomfort, while also setting a tone of raw vulnerability. The hospital scene is an exploration of the human psyche, a mirror held up to reflect our deepest fears and insecurities. It's an uncomfortable mirror, one that's been smeared with the grime of reality. It's a mirror that forces us to confront the fact that we are all, at our core, flawed beings. But amidst all the discomfort and unease, there's a sense of humor lurking in the shadows. It's a dark humor, one that tickles the funny bone while also sending a shiver down the spine. It's the kind of humor that makes you laugh out loud, then immediately question whether you should be laughing at all. So why does Evangelion take us on this roller coaster ride of discomfort and humor? Because it's a reflection of life. Life is full of uncomfortable situations, awkward moments, and dark humor. And just like in life, these moments in Evangelion force us to confront our own vulnerabilities, our own fears, and our own insecurities. So next time you find yourself in an awkward situation, just remember the hospital scene in Evangelion. Remember that discomfort, that unease, and that humor. And remember that it's all part of the human experience. And you thought your last hospital visit was uncomfortable. Asuka's death, a punchline so unexpected it had us all saying too soon. Now, before you start sending me hate mail for joking about such a tragic event, allow me to clarify. This isn't about making light of Asuka's demise, but rather acknowledging the shock value it brought to the story. You see, Asuka was not just a character. She was a force, a fiery, red-haired tempest that stormed through the series, leaving a trail of unforgettable moments in her wake. Her character was brilliantly complex, with an outer shell of confidence masking deep-seated insecurities. And let's not forget her piloting skills. Girl could handle an EVA unit like nobody's business. So when her life was abruptly cut short, it hit hard, like walking into a glass door kind of hard. The narrative rug was pulled out from under us, and we found ourselves tumbling headfirst into a pit of despair. And let me tell you, that pit was not lined with marshmallows. The impact of Asuka's death reverberated through the audience. It was the equivalent of a dramatic mic drop in the middle of a silent auditorium. It was the unexpected twist in the tale, the punchline we didn't see coming, and just like a punchline, it carried weight. It was a stark reminder of the harsh realities of the world of Evangelion, a world where heroes don't always make it to the end credits. But here's the thing about punchlines. They're not just about the shock. They're also about the reaction they evoke, the thoughts they provoke. And in true Evangelion style, Asuka's death did just that. It made us question, reflect, and yes, even laugh a little, because sometimes humor is the best way to cope with tragedy. In the end, Asuka's death was more than just a plot twist. It was a poignant moment that left a lasting impression, a moment that will forever be etched in the annals of anime history. So here's to Asuka, a character so vibrant, so full of life, that even in death she continues to captivate us. Asuka, we hardly knew ye, but at least you went out with a bang. Well, that was a roller coaster of emotions, wasn't it? We've journeyed through the awkward hospital scenes, delved into the tragic demise of Asuka, and navigated the unique blend of humor and tragedy that is the end of Evangelion. We've laughed, we've cringed, and maybe we've even shed a tear or two, but that's the beauty of this anime, isn't it? It takes us on a whirlwind ride of emotions, challenging us to face the harsh realities of life with a smile on our faces. The end of Evangelion is a masterclass in storytelling, combining the absurd with the tragic in a way that is both jarring and strangely comforting. It holds up a mirror to our own lives, showing us that even in the face of overwhelming despair, we can still find moments of levity and humor. It's a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a reminder that even in our darkest moments, we can still find a reason to laugh. But what makes Evangelion truly unique is its ability to spark conversation. Every scene, every line of dialogue is ripe for analysis and interpretation. Whether you're a fan of the hospital scene or you find it uncomfortably cringeworthy, there's no denying that it's a conversation starter. And isn't that what great art is all about? It's not just about the initial emotional reaction, but the discussions and debates that follow. It's about engaging with the material, digging deeper, and finding new layers of meaning. So I invite you to continue the conversation. Share your thoughts on the end of Evangelion. What did you find funny? What moments moved you to tears? What do you think it all means? Let's keep this discussion alive, because that's what great art like Evangelion deserves. Thank you for joining me on this wild ride through the end of Evangelion. Your time and engagement are truly appreciated. And remember, the conversation doesn't have to end here. If you enjoyed this wild ride through the end of Evangelion, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, keep laughing through the apocalypse.